My name is Joan Ruddell. My profession is I'm a medical researcher of over 40 years. And in the last 8 years, I have moved over into the holistic research uh, part of healthcare because I feel that's where we need to be. And I live in Abbotsford, British Columbia, which is just a sister city beside Vancouver, British Columbia on the West Coast.
Awesome. And what got you really into more of the holistic side of things?
Conventional medicine had failed me. I had been in a car accident, and over the years, a lot of amyloid plaques were showing up more and more in my brain. And I was warned about what was coming towards me. And one day, when I lived in the country, driving to the store, I lost my way. I had already lost my words. I was suffering from aphasia, couldn't find my next words. And I really dropped out of society because I just couldn't have a conversation with anyone. And so when this happened, I lost my way and went down this terrible dark hole. I thought there must be a solution somewhere. So when I finally came around and drove straight back home, forgetting about going to the store, I literally went to bed and decided I've got to put my research skills to work. There had to be a solution. So that's exactly what I did. I went on to PubMed, spent 3 days doing a very, very deep dive, and I found holistic solutions, peer-reviewed holistic solutions in PubMed that I tried, and much to my surprise, everything got so much better quite quickly. And my doctor proved that these amyloid plaques had disappeared on my scan because he noticed my improvement. So that's how I got into the holistic side of medicine.
Very cool.
The impetus of my seeking to go into my new business was to help other people. As I did my research, I could see that what I found was so profound and virtually unknown that I knew I had to help other people with what I'd found. As a researcher, we were always taught as a medical researcher, never to go down that holistic path, never to trust any nature-based products. And so when I actually did that deep dive, I was shocked to find that there was solutions already, but just not out there in the general knowledge and not promoted by the pharmacy reps to doctors and all that sort of thing. So I got on a mission to help people.
And what was most frustrating for you before the six-figure speaking makeover mentorship?
Well, before the six-figure mentorship, the most frustrating thing for me was that there were so many different situations or diseases that this solution could help with. I didn't know which one to focus on. I was very muddled when I went into the six-figure mentorship. I needed some clarity.
As you were deciding to be a part of the makeover mentorship, how did you feel? Any hesitation?
I had been through many programs before. I didn't feel hesitation at all. Once I had my meeting with Chen, she put me on a very great state of trust, and I could feel I could really trust what she had to teach me. And so I just went with it, and I'm very happy I did. Yes.
What has changed for you that you're excited about, or what's shifted for you?
I started to see the value of what I'm doing and helped guided along by Chen and her knowledge and her experiences on how to proceed. The thing that was one of my biggest aha moments during the course with Chen was she taught us how to do a one-page presentation and featuring what we want to talk about if we're going out into the community to get speaker engagements. She taught us how to find speaker engagements. She taught us how to collaborate with them. It was very encouraging.
And would you also like to share you had shared with me like a talk that you had done in front of the public audience and how that went? Tell us about that too.
Yes, I did. As far as my other presentations go to the public audience, I hopped all in full force and got up on the stage at 2 health fairs and gave talks to the audience. They turned out to be my target audience, women who were aging. They didn't like the way they looked. They didn't understand anything about collagen peptides or the activation products and how they work together. And so I did my presentation, and I had about 40 people in my audience. And right after the presentation, which was only a half an hour long, I had them swarming my health fair booth, and I've helped many of them change their lives around basically with the products on their heart health, the way they feel about themselves, the way they look, their memories, all the things that have to do with the situations people get into with chronic inflammation. These things all work together in concert and really help the body to move forward. And they become my friends. These clients of mine have become my friends. We touch base, we talk. I encourage them. I don't just sell products. I follow up with them. I make sure that everything is going well. I help them with their diets. I help them with their lifestyle, all of that sort of thing.
Wonderful. So awesome. So tell us a little bit about what you offer in your business.
Evidence-based, peer-reviewed products that are nature-based, that help people activate the systems in their bodies that we already have, that bring us back to health. We're not adding chemicals to the body, we're adding nature-based products to activate those pathways, to produce more antioxidants, to produce autophagy, to produce mitochondrial health, to actually put out the fires of chronic inflammation, which we all know are the basis of many, many diseases. So I teach that and I offer it, and practitioners that work with me, they can offer it in their practice and also receive an additional income stream.
Wonderful. What is your vision that you are really excited about?
My vision that I'm very excited about is there are so many things that are needed in the realm of neurodegenerative diseases, and some solutions that really help clear out what is causing that in the brain and to help people live a fuller, more active life as they age. And we now have the means to help them get there. I love the fact that there's over 29 peer-reviewed studies on PubMed alone about the products that I represent.
And how old are you, Joan?
I'm 78 years old. My products represent longevity, and I'm the living proof of that. And I didn't always look like this, honestly.
So inspiring. Like your face just glows, like your
Yes.
aura, your face just glows. What would you say was the most favorite part of the makeover mentorship experience?
My favorite part of the mentorship experience on a whole, the overview, is I loved working with Chen, and I really loved working with other people in the holistic field. And knowing that I wasn't alone in my struggles, and knowing that there was a light at the end of this tunnel of marketing in this day and age. And Jen taught me a lot of things about what I should do next. The next steps are very important for me because I'm not one that came from my research into marketing what I know. And so Jen really helped me make that transition, gave me confidence that what I had to offer people was very worthwhile.
What was it like to have the templates and scripts?
Well, Chen, you provided the most valuable tool I've come across since I've started in this holistic business. The templates and scripts that you provide and the guidance that goes along with all of that is very valuable to me. It validates the steps that I'm taking, and that the things I'm creating through your guidance are going to be very effective out there when I reach out to other practitioners and to the public as a whole.
And how has this been different from other business trainings that you've had in the past?
Chen, has been life-changing for me in terms of business and marketing. I have attended many, many courses for lots of money. And honestly, Chen, I'm going to say that you're the only one that has truly delivered what you promised and far more. I'm very, very thankful for that.
I'm so happy to hear that. And what was this like for you, this speaking makeover mentorship for you as an introvert?
Because it's very difficult to move from research into putting myself out there and presenting and to be able to feel confident about what I have to offer people. It was a life-changing experience for me. I really appreciate you, Chen, for that.
Tell us also about like the during the mentorship, you were also asked with your about your lab skills and how you could be of contribution there. Tell us a little bit about that and what you're also excited about the possibility of too.
Well, Chen, yes, when you broke us into the various rooms, had the pleasure of being put with a naturopathic doctor, and she was very interested in my knowledge about medical lab skills. I'm an expert in clinical chemistry, and we talked about that, and she actually invited me to be a speaker at their statewide meetup that's coming in the fall. So I'm delighted to share my lab expertise with naturopaths and holistic or functional medicine practitioners. I know it's of value because a lot of people have lab results and they don't know what to do with them. And to be honest, looked into the programs that the naturopaths have that they can offer to their people. And they don't cover everything in the clinical lab arena that they do in hospitals. So I know I can be somewhat of a guiding light in that area. So my intention now is to people that work with me on and provide these products to their clients. I will also work with them as a reciprocity to help them with any lab questions they may have that their clients are showing on their lab results. So that's kind of a new twist that I put on myself just through working with Ju Chen during this whole process. It's opened a whole new door for me. I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And what do you feel like is I know you mentioned something to me about the labs and what kind of things that people may not realize about the labs.
What I've noticed with my lab experience is when I go on to other sites that offer lab medicine or onto focus groups of MDs, chiropractors, and those dealing with holistic medicine, is that the focus is on one lab result or maybe hematology or maybe a little bit of chemistry, not a lot of it. We have to realize that 85% of diagnoses are made in the medical lab. That's where they sit. And having a broad overview of what happens, the body is like an orchestra. So if, for example, an A1C, if people just concentrate on the A1C and the A1C doesn't make any sense to the holistic practitioner, they may not be aware that in some instances, A1Cs are not reliable if that person has a hemoglobinopathy. Well, that's where I would come in, those nuances that help people to kind of track that down a little bit more, ask for more lab tests to clarify what's really going on here. Is it diabetes or is it a hemoglobinopathy? And another one is gamma GT. Is it somebody drinking? You think someone's drinking and they're not fessing up to it? Or is it brush border disease? Why is that gamma GT increased? It's not cut and dried in the lab world. You have to look at the whole picture in the whole medical lab sense of it. So that's where I think I could be of value, great value to holistic practitioners. And I dearly would love to help in that arena.
Love it. And so then, if you knew then what you know now, what advice would you give?
To anyone I know that's reluctant to go out there and present solutions that they have and feel shy about attracting or visiting a holistic practitioner or a functional medicine doctor or a chiropractor that may be open to helping their clients more. I wouldn't hesitate now. Jen, you've given me all the tools I need to be prepared to go in and have a meeting, to make sense while I talk. And I understand a lot more now about how other practitioners in the field, what they would really like to know. So I'm not wasting their time. I feel more assured about what I'm going to present to them and help them with.
Love it. And what would you say to someone who might be on the fence?
Jump off the fence. Chen, honestly, I'm so glad that I went with my gut. I knew that I needed what you had to offer, and I'm thrilled. I mean, way, way beyond what you offered is what you provided. So I please don't hesitate to jump off that fence and link arms with Chen. She's a wonderful teacher. She's the most caring person that I've ever worked with in this sort of marketing field. And it's really given me the confidence to go ahead and talk to people, talk to the professionals, talk to doctors, talk to all of these people about what I could help them with and how these products could really help their clients.
Super exciting. Well, thank you so much for being here and sharing. And I can't wait to hear as you go out and educate more people about this and also providers about it too. So for those of you who are in a place where you are feeling like you're at a plateau in your practice, and you feel like something's bubbling up inside you and you're capable of so much more, then feel free to reach out to us at introvertedvisionary.com. And or you would just love to get to that next level in your practice and help more people while making more money, then feel free to reach out to us. So go to introvertedvisionary.com and book a free call with us, and more than happy to see how we can help you grow your practice to the next level. Thanks for joining us today.